We often think of Sigma males as cool and collected, but even they have their limits. When pushed too far, their anger can be surprising and intense. Unlike more outwardly expressive people, a Sigma male's anger often manifests in unexpected ways. Their usual calm demeanor might shift dramatically, revealing a side rarely seen. From icy stares to sudden decisive actions, the ways a Sigma expresses anger can catch people off guard. It's not about predictable outbursts or yelling matches, but rather a calculated intensity that's hard to ignore. You never know what the Sigma male is truly capable of until he's pushed to his breaking point. Here are 6 terrifying things that can happen when Sigma males get really mad. Number 1. Their words become sharp and cut deep. Sigma males usually avoid any kind of confrontation. They don't like to engage in debates or arguments, preferring to mind their own business and do their own thing. But when someone pushes them too far, all that changes. Suddenly, their words become razor sharp and cut deep into the target. It's not just about hurting someone's feelings, it's about exposing truths that have been hidden beneath the surface. This can be a terrifying sight for those who have never seen this side of a Sigma male before. Their words become weapons, and they know exactly where to strike. They don't waste time with meaningless insults or empty threats. They go straight for the heart of the matter. And what's even more unsettling is that they usually hit the nail on the head. They have a way of seeing through all the facades and exposing people's true intentions. It's a talent that makes them formidable opponents when they're angry. No amount of reasoning or excuses can defend against their words. This can be incredibly unnerving for anyone trying to manipulate or deceive them. It's not just what they say, it's how they say it. The tone becomes deep and steady, and there's no hesitation. That calm voice may send shivers down your spine because you know they mean every word. For those on the receiving end, it's downright scary. A well-placed comment can feel like being punched in the gut, leaving you reeling. These words cut through the clutter, exposing vulnerabilities you may not even know you had. They use language masterfully, turning simple phrases into lethal strikes. A Sigma male knows exactly what to say to make someone think twice about their actions. It's a creepy skill, able to make a person second-guess themselves in an instant. Of course, they never do it for fun. They only react this way as a last resort when pushed to the brink. But when they do, even their closest friends and family can't help but take a step back. Number 2. They go completely silent, like a calm before the storm. When things go south, one of the things that shocks people the most is how a Sigma male goes silent. They don't yell, they don't argue back, they just stop talking altogether. You can almost feel it wrapping around you, making everyone uneasy. This silence isn't just a pause. It's a warning sign that something is brewing beneath the surface. Friends and enemies alike can sense it. The cheerful banter, the easy jokes, everything suddenly stops. It's as if the light has dimmed, and all that's left is this heavy quiet. What's truly unsettling is what this silence means. Unlike those who yell or express their anger openly, a Sigma male retreats into a deep well of thought and calculation. You might think that silence is peaceful, but with a Sigma, it often spells trouble. Their mind races through options, contemplating the best way to respond. You might catch a glimpse of their icy glare, a look that can make you feel like you're being scrutinized under a magnifying glass. There's a power in that stillness. It leaves people on edge, trying to figure out what's coming next. Is it a powerful comeback? Is it a sudden decision that shakes things up? Nobody knows, and that's what makes it so thrilling and terrifying. Friends might try to ease the tension, making lighthearted jokes, but they quickly recognize that this isn't the time for laughter. The longer the silence hangs in the air, the more palpable the anxiety becomes. It's not just about what's unsaid. It's about the energy shifting. Maybe a few deep breaths happen, or the sound of a clock ticking feels louder than ever. When they finally break the silence, it's always precise and impactful, like a hammer strike on a nail. Whether it's words, actions, or both, the Sigma male makes it count. This silence is just the beginning of what's to come. Number 3. They might end relationships or quit jobs abruptly. They're never looking for that kind of change, but there are times when there's no other choice. Even when people don't think these men will actually do it. Relationships and jobs that seem solid can suddenly come tumbling down when a Sigma male gets mad. It's not something they take lightly, but when they feel pushed too far, they don't hesitate to pull the plug. One of the most shocking things is how quickly they can end relationships or quit their jobs. If they feel disrespected, unappreciated, or pushed too far multiple times, there's no hesitation. Imagine being in a long-term relationship and thinking everything is fine, only to have your partner walk out without warning. Or working with a Sigma male for years, believing they are happy in their job, and then suddenly finding out they quit on the spot. These men are not impulsive or reckless, but when someone takes advantage of their good nature for too long, they reach a point of no return. This can leave others feeling bewildered and confused, wondering how things could change so suddenly. Just one small comment that hits them the wrong way after years of frustrations can be the catalyst for a complete overhaul in their personal or professional life. Many say Sigma males are unpredictable when angry, but really it's just that their anger is the last resort. They'll only reach this point after trying to avoid conflict and calmly communicate their frustrations for a long time. But when they finally decide enough is enough, its swift and decisive action can leave others in shock. Number 4. You can feel their intense gaze burning into you. While Sigma males might keep their thoughts to themselves, their eyes reveal everything. When they're angry, those usually calm and collected eyes turn into piercing lasers. It's an all-consuming stare that can make even the most confident person squirm. It's as if they can see straight through you, analyzing every move, every word, and every intention. This intense gaze can make you feel exposed and vulnerable in ways you never expected. And the worst part is that there's no escape from it. Even when they're not directly looking at you, you can feel their eyes following your every move. This may also be the moment when you realize how much power a Sigma male holds. He doesn't need to raise his voice or make a scene to assert himself. He can do it all with just one look. It's enough to make people back down and rethink their actions. There's an unspoken understanding that once this gaze is directed at someone, they have crossed a line. When Sigma males get mad, they don't waste any time. They don't engage in long debates or drawn-out arguments. They take action. Whether it's walking away from a situation or making a bold move, their actions are swift and deliberate. This trait often catches people off guard because they're used to seeing Sigma males as more reserved and contemplative. But when pushed to their limits, they become unstoppable forces that won't back down until they get what they want. It's the kind of look that says they are serious and ready to act, making everyone around them highly aware that things have shifted dramatically. When they fixate on you with that look, you can't help but wonder what will come next. It won't be something you'll forget easily. Number 5. They might disappear for a while to cool off. When a Sigma male gets really angry, they might just vanish for a bit. This can be more frightening than you might think. While some people yell and let their feelings out, a Sigma male becomes quiet and pulls back. They take a step away from the chaos and let their feelings simmer down, turning their focus inward. This is their way of processing everything that's happened and figuring out the best move next. During this time, they don't just disappear physically, they also cut off communication. No texts, no calls, nothing. It's like they've gone off the grid, and that silence can be nerve-wracking for those left behind. People might wonder what's going on, fearing they may have pushed too far. Did they upset him? What if he doesn't come back? The unknown creates tension that hangs in the air, making the moment feel even heavier. When these men decide to cool off, they're usually not fooling around. They go silent to think things through, reflecting on what made them angry and how they truly feel. In situations where a disagreement happens, this pause can allow them to return with a clearer mind and stronger stance. It's an opportunity for them to build their resolve, not a sign of weakness. But if people aren't careful, this space can also signal a change. When a Sigma male removes himself from a tense situation, it can mean he's seriously reconsidering what to do next. Maybe it'll lead to a thoughtful conversation later, or perhaps they'll decide that's it and pull away for good. The uncertainty can be chilling because once they're cooled off and ready to act, they'll do so with conviction. This time alone is not a way to avoid dealing with problems. It's part of their process, and it always has a purpose. Number 6. They make decisive actions without hesitation. When tensions rise, and these men get angry, the calm they usually maintain can shift like the weather, leading to some seriously intense moments. They don't just stay mad. They take action, and fast. There's no stalling or dragging the situation out. They know what they want, and they go for it. This ability to act sharply and decisively can be shocking to those around them. It's like flipping a switch from complete silence to full-throttle intensity. When Sigma men reach this point, things can change in the blink of an eye. A simple argument can turn into a powerful statement, often leaving friends and foes alike in shock. No one quite knows how far they'll go once they reach this boiling point. Will they just walk away, or will they confront someone in a way that completely shakes up the group? Their actions are swift and often calculated, leaving little room for anyone to react. Sometimes, this means cutting ties with people who aren't pulling their weight. Other times, it might involve standing up for themselves in a way that catches everyone off guard. Their resolve sends a message loud and clear. They won't tolerate being disrespected or mistreated. As they march into action, it becomes obvious that they've reached their limits. And it's not just about making a bold statement. It's about taking control of the situation in a way that only they can. And it's hard to predict what they'll unleash next. Will it be a fierce comeback that puts someone in check? Or maybe they'll make a bold decision that entirely shifts the dynamic of the room. Whatever it is, it's certain that things will never be the same after witnessing a Sigma male's anger in full force.